he was, you had an announcement that he is applying for diversion. Would you update us on that, Mr. Nicholson?
Yes, we submitted the diversion application. They could not process the application without the anger management evaluation, which is currently scheduled for July 3rd.
All right, so you're asking that I continue this to that September 15th next available date?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Any objection to that, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, if the court is continuing the bond in this case, subject to all pre-existing conditions and find that this continuance is at the request of the defense, the state does not oppose setting this matter over.
I am continuing this at the request of the defendant. I am continuing you, Mr. Rikoff, on your bond with the added condition that you reappear 9:15 at 9 a.m. unless you're diverted, which is what I prefer. So if you're gonna get diversion, get in there, get your evaluation, get it back to counsel so he can get it to the county attorney, so they can get you your contract, so you can sign it, get it back to them, and they can file it.
Will do.
These are pretty simple steps, but there are a lot of them, as you notice.
Yes.
And if you do them all, you won't have to be back in court. So,
Understood.
all right. Anything further from anyone? No?
Not
No,
from
Your
the
Honor.
All right. Thank you, counsel. We'll be in recess. Mr. Rikoff and Mr. Nicholson are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Deputy, who do you have?
I have Christina Henman, Henman with an H.
We are on the record in 2024 CR 446, State of Kansas versus Christina M. Henman. Jared Regier for the state. The defendant, Christina Henman, appears in person and pro se. You are Christina Henman? Oh, I'm sorry, strike that. Ms. Henman appears in person and with her attorney, Darren K. Patterson. Mr. Patterson, how does your client wish to proceed?
Judge, this is a case where it's previously continued for me to review the case for purposes of a possible motion to suppress or other motions that did require a need to actually view the evidence and determine that. I would tell a court that that did help the situation for me to understand exactly what we need to do. But a part of that also is that after reading the reports, it appears the alleged marijuana was kept in evidence, and it states in there for purposes of sending it to the KBI for further testing. I haven't seen a KBI report. I would need that also before I could really determine what we need to do in the case.
Yes, this case has age to it, but that would be important. Mr. Regier, do you have a lab report to share with him, or do you know?
One moment, Your Honor. Your Honor, this is a case where the information appears to have been filed by my colleague, Mr. Sweeney. As to the court's inquiry, without conferring with my colleague, I am not in a position to respond. However, if the court wants to set this over for, I guess, some discovery purposes, if that court is going to make such a finding, the state would not object.
We would be making such a continuance request, Judge. That is something pretty important that could determine how we proceed in the case.
Jen, is that 9:15 that we're going with, September 15th? You still have room there?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Henman, you must be back here as a condition of your bond, September 15th, 8 a.m. Also, your attorney must know how to get a hold of you in case he needs to discuss the case and the evidence in it. This is continued to September 15th at 8 a.m. I am ordering that any and all discovery be turned over within the week to Mr. Patterson. If there's nothing further, we're in recess and Ms. Henman is excused at this time.
Thank you.
Floyd. Next one up, I have Floyd Williams.
We are on the record in 2024 TR 2542, State of Kansas versus Floyd Bernard Williams. Jared Regier for the state, Darren Patterson for the defendant who appears in person. Mr. Patterson, how does your client wish to proceed?
Judge, this is a case where I have entered earlier this month. I have received reports, but have not had the opportunity to talk about those in detail with my client and set up a plan with him. So I am asking the court for one additional continuance.
All right, state's response.
No objection, Your Honor. If the court is continuing this at the request of the defense for speedy trial purposes, this does appear to be a case that has had a number of settings prior to today's date, but the state does acknowledge that it would appear counsel for the defense filed an entry of appearance approximately 2 weeks ago on June 6th.
Yes. Continuance at the defendant's request to September 15th, 8 a.m. If nothing further, Mr. Williams is excused from these proceedings today.
And that was September 15th, Your Honor.
Yes, September 15th, 8 a.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Okay, the next and the last one I have is Justin Swank, which I believe is actually a pro se, and I think he's going to ask if he can get a court-appointed attorney.
We are on the record in 2025 CR 188, State of Kansas versus Justin Dan Swank. Jared Regier for the state. You are Justin Swank, is that correct?
Yes,
The defendant appears in person and pro se. Mr. Swank, you're here again on theft of property or services and criminal damage to property allegedly occurring April 1 on the 17th and 1 on the 18th of 2025. You've had one prior appearance, April 21st, 2025. You're going to hire your own attorney. Have you since found out that you are unable to do that and want to apply for court appointed?
yes, I would be.
All right, I'll need you to fill out a paper application, but are you employed at this time?
Yes, I am.
Where do you work?
Curbs Plus,
And what do you make per month at Curbs Plus?
$2,800 roughly.
28 a month, married or single?
Single,
Any minor children that you legally support?
no.
What do you pay per month for rent or mortgage?
$850 for mortgage.
All right, and utilities?
Hold on, ma'am. I have it written down. 290.
Do you own an automobile?
Yes, I do.
What kind of automobile?
It's a 2000 S10
And do you own
Chevy
any,
S10.
do you make any payments on that?
No,
No? Do you have any other bills that you have to pay besides, just living, food and clothing and so forth?
I have my cell phone bill, which is $60 a month. I have a loan that's $100 a month, and credit cards totaling probably a month $150.
Okay, I'm going to appoint an attorney, but only if you fill out a court-appointed written application and fill it out and date it everywhere at once. Don't leave things blank or hard to figure out.
No
Okay,
problem.
I'm going to appoint Attorney Darren Patterson. I'm going to order that you walk across the street and give his staff your contact information as soon as this hearing is over. And I'm
Okay.
going to order that you reappear here September 15th at 8 a.m. Anything
Okay.
else, Mr. Regier? These will be conditions of bond.
Your Honor, the state would be requesting a formal finding on the record that all conditions of bond are being continued in this case. Besides all standard conditions, the appearance bond in my file appears to include multiple special conditions, including GPS monitoring. Given the nature of this case, the state considers all of those to be appropriate and highly relevant.
The court does order that all existing conditions remain on your bond, sir, plus the added. All right, if there's nothing further, Mr. Swank is excused to go to Mr. Patterson's office. Is that your last one, Deputy?
Yeah, that's the last one I got here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. And Mr.
That hearing had a little bit of everything. Judge Webster moved through 3 different cases, each at a very different stage, but all with her characteristic balance of firmness and patience. First was Matthew Rikoff, whose diversion application couldn't move forward without an anger management evaluation. His attorney confirmed it was scheduled, and the judge gave him until September 15th, making it clear that if he got his evaluation and paperwork in order, she'd prefer never to see him back in court. Next up was Christina Henman, represented by Darren Patterson, who was waiting on a lab report from the KBI before deciding whether to file motions. Judge Webster recognized the importance of that piece of discovery and ordered the state to turn it over within a week, continuing the case to September 15th. Then came Floyd Williams, another Patterson client whose lawyer had only just entered an appearance earlier in June and asked for more time to review the file. That request was granted as well, with the same September setting. Finally, Justin Swank appeared pro se on charges of theft of property or services and criminal damage. He requested a court-appointed attorney after realizing he couldn't afford private counsel. Judge Webster walked him through the financial affidavit, confirmed his employment and expenses, and appointed Darren Patterson, with the condition that Swank immediately provide contact information to his new attorney's office. She also emphasized that all existing bond conditions, including GPS monitoring, would remain in place. The overall tone was measured and efficient, with the judge keeping things on track while giving defendants and counsel the tools and deadlines needed to move their cases forward. If you found this hearing insightful, consider subscribing, hitting the bell, letting me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read everyone.